Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wolf Pit. Nowadays, the price of meat and food in general has soared. But one thing has pretty much remained constant, and that's Walmart's briskets. Because Walmart briskets are USDA choice whole packer briskets in cryovac. And there's no difference in Walmart's choice briskets than there is choice briskets anywhere else you buy them. Well, actually, that's not true. There is one difference. They're cheap. And when I say cheap, I mean cheap around here, and that means less than $4 a pound. The same briskets in my grocery store are $5.99 to $7.99 a pound. For example, look at the price and the date of the brisket in the picture. 6 years ago, a whole packer brisket was $3.46 a pound. 6 years later, it's only gone up in price 50 cents a pound. So unless I'm looking for a prime brisket, I always get my briskets from Walmart, like this 12-pound packer brisket, which is what we're going to be cooking today. Which also brings me to the point of today's video. A lot of people always ask the question, how do you afford to eat on the carnivore diet? Well, there's several different ways to answer that question, but I'll answer it simply. You don't have to eat steak every day. Any kind of meat will work. The fattier, the better. But keep your processed meats limited, because they contain sugars, fillers, nitrates, and nitrites, which among other things can cause inflammation, which the carnivore diet will help decrease. Now I like fat. As it melts, it adds flavor and moisture to the meat. But it's also delicious by itself. I don't mean it's like delicious where I'm going to sit down and eat a plate full of fat, but a little bit of fat on the meat adds a ton of fatty succulent flavor. So I don't overly trim my briskets at all. Lisa and I went over this and just did a very light trimming of some of the thick, hard white fat. Most of the other fat will melt during the cooking process. But if you don't like a lot of fat, trim the brisket the way that works best for you. It's your brisket after all. You're going to be eating it, not me. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people that are intimidated by cooking a brisket. And years ago, I was one of them. But after I cooked my first brisket, I realized it was pretty bad. But the next one I cooked was a little bit better, and then the next one I cooked was a little bit better than that one, and so on. And you learn from trial and error. The more briskets you cook, the better they'll get. And like I mentioned in yesterday's video, I'm a dirty carnivore. But that doesn't mean I play with my meat. It means that I like to use other seasonings that a normal strict carnivore would not use. Strict carnivores only use salt. And like I said yesterday, when I first did the carnivore diet, I used salt, pepper, and other seasonings, and it worked for me. Experiment a little on your own and see what works best for you. Over the years, and a lot of trial and error, I've realized I just like to kiss the brisket. And that means just to keep it simple, stupid. So I keep the seasonings to a minimum, just to enhance the natural beefy, fatty flavor of the brisket. And I use kosher salt, coarse ground black pepper, and granulated garlic. That's it. Feel free to use whatever kind of seasonings or barbecue rubs you like. And there's also many different ways to cook a brisket, but we're not going to get into all those in this video. And to me, there's no right or wrong way to cook a brisket as long as it turns out the way you like it. So experiment with different methods and find the way that works best for you. Once the first side is liberally seasoned with salt, pepper, and garlic, flip the brisket over and repeat the same process, making sure you season the sides as well. Once the brisket's been generously seasoned on all sides, you can put it right on your smoker, or you can put it into the fridge for a couple hours, or you can put it in the fridge up to overnight. This one just went into the fridge for a couple hours. So while our brisket is chilling in the fridge, light your grill, smoker, or oven to 250 degrees, and make sure you set up your grill or smoker for indirect cooking. If you decide to use your oven, make sure you put the brisket on a raised rack, and that way it doesn't turn into pot roast while it's braising in its own fat. Unless, of course, that's what you want to do. Because after all, you are the master baster of making your meat tastier. Now we put the brisket right in the center of the grill, and we're cooking it fat side up. Now insert your meat probe into the thickest part of the brisket. And then close the lid and let the brisket smoke at 250 degrees for a couple hours. After 2.5 hours, it was time to take a peek, because it was already starting to smell really good. And it was also starting to look good. So close the lid and let it keep doing its thing. And here's our brisket after another 2 hours for a total of 4.5 hours. And it is really looking good now. Now close the lid and let it go for a couple more hours. And here's our brisket after another hour and a half for a total of 6 hours. It's got the color and the bark that I want, so now it's time to foil it up and get it probe tender. Now let the brisket continue to cook in the foil for another couple hours, meaning when you can slide a probe into it, it goes into it like warm butter, which will be between 200 and 205 degrees. Once the brisket was probe tender, we removed it from the smoker, and then we let it rest for an hour before slicing. And then we unwrapped it and removed it from the foil. Now, I'm not meaning to toot my own horn, but that's a pretty good looking brisket. And look at the juices. That right there is like a flood of deliciousness and a non-stop boat ride to Flavortown. Now my daughter Catherine wanted to do the honors today and slice her first brisket. So here goes. And she's the type of kid that already knows everything and doesn't like to be told what to do, so I let her have at it. I'm not going to upset her while she has a 12-inch knife in her hand. And so far, Kat was doing a great job slicing the brisket. Nice uniform size slices, and she wasn't putting too much pressure on the knife. And how about that slice? It passed the bend test and pulled apart nicely with just a little tug. I just watch when she folds it in half as it breaks. Look at that. Beautiful. And for me, that's what I want in a brisket. I want it tender, but not falling apart. Just look at how moist and juicy and tender this brisket is. I've cooked a few briskets over the years, and this is right up there with one of the best ones I've ever cooked. This brisket was perfectly cooked, salty, peppery, very moist and tender, and had the perfect amount of smoke. So now, let me just give you one example and try to debunk the myth that eating carnivore is expensive. This 12-pound brisket at $3.96 a pound costs $47.52. And on average, after you trim a brisket and smoke the brisket, you're going to end up with about 65% yield, which 65% of 12 pounds is about 7 pounds, 13 ounces. Most people, including myself, eat at least a pound of meat a day on the carnivore diet. So this 12-pound piece of meat that costs $47.52 will feed you 1 pound of meat for 7 days for $6.67 a meal. This is just one example that eating carnivore does not have to be expensive. Chicken and pork and wild game and fish, if you hunt and fish, and roadkill is free and already tenderized. So you have no excuses not to eat carnivore. Thank you all very much for watching. Please don't forget to like this video, share it with your family and friends, leave a comment, and I'll see you soon.